All right, welcome everybody. We wanted to say hello before we go to Spotlight tonight, and we want to welcome you to our Future Manager session. Oh my gosh, it's the second to last session of quarter 4. So we are excited. We've been giving you a fantastic guest speaker once a month, and we are thrilled to have Miss Cecelia from Utah with us tonight. And so we're going to take you right to her top tips on how she has been successful. So let me get my spotlights on. And then we are going to take a listen, and then we'll come back to Q&A. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so Miss Cecelia, first and before we go into, oh my gosh, what do you do? We would love to know about you, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about you. So tell us a little bit of your Jafra history, your Jafra passion and purpose. Tell us a little bit about you and your life. So take it away, beautiful.
Well, I started using Jafra about 40 years ago, and I fell in love with it. Of course, my royal jelly milk balm and the royal almond oil, and some of the makeup, things like that. And my consultant that I was buying from at the time quit, and so I couldn't get my stuff. I moved and found a new lady, and she had me sign up just to get my royal jelly. I figured it was $100 for the kit, and the royal jelly was worth it, and my royal almond oil. And I started using the product and buying it at cost. And people started asking me what makeup I got because the stuff was in the kit. So I was telling them what it was, and they're like, well, where can I get that? And I'm like, I knew nothing about Jafra when I started. I just had to use the products myself. So it was really exciting because people were actually asking me what I was doing with my skin, because I had really bad acne, and what I was using and what color makeup I was using, eyeshadows, things like that. So for me to be able to share that with them and have them be happy with new colors that they were using, I started realizing, well, I can sell this, because I didn't get into it to sell. I got into it or to even be a manager. So I got into it to buy the product for myself. Before you know it, I was a manager within, I think it was in the first year, and I had a whole bunch of people, and I've just gone on from then. I was single at the time, and have moved now recently down to St. George, and I'm married. I have one daughter, and I have 5 grandchildren, and I have 3 of them are triplets. So it's very exciting. I spent a lot of time back and forth to New Mexico, but Jafra is my livelihood. I've been in for 35 years, and looking forward to working with other managers myself that I'm working on promoting. So I'm really excited for you managers that are working towards that goal, because it's definitely the place you want to be. And especially if you have the love for product like I do. And that was why I fell in love with Jafra and wanted to be a manager, because I wanted to share that product and the opportunity of the income with everyone I knew.
Awesome. Well, so we invited Cecelia because she is Jackie and I. We always watch what everyone's doing. We see their activity, we watch their results. We, again, always observe their passion and purpose as well. And Cecelia got on this like, all right, that's it. I'm getting out of my way. She enrolled in some Tony Robbins things. She just really wanted to rebuild the brand of herself. So we've had this journey watching her do that. She even got in some wonderful groups of people to empower each other, influence each other. And so she's taken on kind of a new brand of herself in social media. We watched her because what we also love that she did is she started hosting. She has a beautiful yard down there in Utah in St. George area, and she has beautiful patio and pool area, and she just decided to go back to hosting parties herself, inviting people to her home and getting her foot back to the parties, which is what she did again way back in the beginning, right? So this beautiful part was she started doing that, and she was having so much fun. And so it was a joy to bring women together. You can watch her on Facebook, and they're having so much fun in her parties, and her creativity came out, and she started going out and meeting new people and having so much enthusiasm again about Jafra. And of course, when you're partying and you're meeting people and you're inviting people and all that, guess what happens? Of course, sponsoring. And so we saw this shift, and her joy again even elevated that she's excited to build a team of future leaders like you. And so that's her passion. And so we just thought, oh my gosh, what a perfect spotlight for you all, because she's just had a remarkable really rebranding and building her business in a whole new fun way. So, congrats on what we see in you, Cecelia. We're excited for your whole next new year after this year was kind of getting things grounded for yourself. So, I'm going to ask just a few simple questions and you can just take it down any trail that you want to. Tell us, we're here, we want to build and meet new people. We want clients. You do really good customer service and you're really good at servicing your consultants as well. You're really good at that follow up. So tell us a little bit about how are you meeting new people? How are you servicing your customers? Tell us first a little bit about really growing and serving the customer base that you have.
Well, I have to tell you, I moved from an area that I lived in, was raised in, and I had a lot of friends and family in that area. So I did really well with my business. Now I've moved in the last 5 years down to an area where I know no one. So I still had my client base and my consultants and things that I had built before up in the other area that I lived in. But in St. George, I've got 230,000 people living here, and I don't know hardly any of them. So I have this broad horizon. So I'm starting all over again, just like all of you that are working towards, management and meeting new people. So it's been a really good review for me to go back and start making new friends. So I'm meeting people mostly at gatherings. I've gone to anywhere you go, gas stations, restaurants, the doctor's office, the eye doctor. I went to Walmart the other day and just handed out an old catalog. And the lady's like, oh my gosh, Jafra, anywhere you can go that you can mention Jafra or hand them a card or give them an old catalog or leave it in a salon, anything like that. I have gotten a response back from that. The dog salon where I get my dog groomed, the girl over there is like, she didn't know anything about Jafra, but she wanted a new perfume and she needs skincare. So anytime, that's how I'm picking up the new clients. Well, when I get to that point where I'm meeting people and they're starting to respond, I'm inviting them to events at my home. And we have theme parties and we're doing a lot of gatherings that are like, we do luau's, we do fiestas, we do like dress up parties, like Halloween. We did dress up costume contest, anything you can do that's creative, that's fun, and make it fun. We play games and you get people to bring people with them. And then when they do, of course, everyone gets a little gift for coming and they get extra discounts and things like that for bringing people that come and make a purchase and participate. And that's how I'm meeting people. And I'm always talking about, of course, the opportunity. It has to be the opportunity for me, because I think that is the best thing you can do with Jafra. The products are, of course, fabulous, but the opportunity to buy those products at 50% off or 30% off is even more fabulous. So I always offer that to everyone, even if they just want to buy, that's fine. They can just buy if they want to. And I usually give them a pretty good discount when they first start off, but after a while they start seeing that they can save more money if they just join. So a lot of people, it's taken some time, and basically I'm just kind of a friend maker. I'm trying to make friends and build friends and let them know they can love me, they can like me, they can trust me with what I'm going to tell them. I'm not going to try and sell them. I'm not going to try to sponsor them right off the bat. It's just like, I want what's best for them. And it's worked really well for me. So we do a lot of different parties, and the communication, reaching out to each one of them. I always send a thank you note or post something on Facebook. Depends on kind of what your avenues are that you go in, what your platforms are. But every time I invite someone to, I do it in several different forms. I do texting, I do follow-up phone calls, and always make sure you get a phone call and an email address when you're reaching out and meeting new people. But it's brought people that are bringing people. So I'm meeting new people all the time, and either they're sponsoring those new people or we're sponsoring those people or we're picking up new clients.
So, can I dive in a little bit on the parties? So, you're doing theme parties. I don't know, you guys, you got to go find her on Facebook. I'm telling you, I loved her Barbie party. She takes whatever the theme of the book is in the month and she just either works around the product or follows the theme of what's happening. And it was so incredibly cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, like yeah, I watch her parties and I want to go to her parties. I mean, that's how it should be, right? But tell us, how many parties are you hosting typically a month yourself?
I've been doing 2 a week, so I guess 8. So
Wow,
plus a team meeting. So
fantastic.
Thursdays and Saturdays, Thursday nights and Saturday, usually afternoon, and sometimes open houses, boutiques, things like that. So tomorrow night we're having a get your face on facial and a virtual makeover. So I'm really excited about that because we have new people coming and some new guests and things. And we're just going to do the facial. We're going to play a game. We're going to do something. I'm not sure which game I have lined up for tomorrow yet, but it's always fun because they like to play games and do different things. So there's all kinds of games you can find on. I mean, heck, we can get some of them from Jafra's site, and then online just look up fun party games, and you can do different things like that. But yeah, so that's basically where we're at for the theme parties. And I forgot what you said other than that.
No, so I'm just diving deeper into these parties because you were doing, I think in the beginning, you kind of had a monthly, then you went to weekly. Now you're up to 2 a week, right? So what has happened? And this is you hosting them at your house, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you finding people are booking parties or are they happier coming to your place? What is there a balance starting to happen with bookings?
Most are happier coming to my house. I've even offered to have them come to my house to have their parties if they want to book a party. I did book a party with one of my new consultants, a 19-year-old. She just started, she's my youngest girl, and she's coming tomorrow night and bringing friends. But yeah, so mostly they want to come here and just bring their friends here at this point because they don't have the place or they don't feel comfortable or whatever. So that's fine. They can do whatever they want. So if I do have more coming in, but generally they just bring their guests with them the next time they come, and then I offer them extra incentives and gifts for them bringing guests.
I love that. So how, on average, what would be your average attendance at a party lately?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think what the last one was. I was in New Mexico for a week, so I didn't have a party last week, but probably I think the average is probably 4, but we've had 2 and we've had 10 or 12. So I mean,
Awesome.
yeah, it's in this time of year. I don't know what's going to happen with the Christmas month, and everything with holidays. So we have one plan for tomorrow, and I have one plan for next week, and I'll probably do one after Christmas as a year end, just to kind of keep it, and just one a week at least. But yeah, this average is usually pretty good. So if everyone comes and they bring in guests, I think tomorrow we're probably going to have at least 6.
That's awesome. And I love if you catch this, whether maybe you don't have a home you can use. So I'm going to do a little sidebar top notes. Maybe you don't have a home you can use, but is there a place that has a back room? Is there a Panera that, I mean, some of the Paneras have a little area that you can use. What could you do where you invite people? Because Cecilia, I'm just going to bet this is true. Do you find it's easier? Because I remember coaching and transitioning this. Do you find it's easier when you meet people, okay, potential leads, to have a place to invite them and follow up versus trying to follow up and get them interested?
Yes, yes. When you have some place to invite them, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. So again, think about because you might be going, oh, no, I can't do that at my house. That's okay. And you don't have to have a pool in your backyard. Okay. So,
No,
and you can't be outside anymore by the pool anyway. But
right.
at the end of the day, where can you go that if you did host this weekly party, where could you go? Because then you're just inviting them to have a seat at your party and come play and meet all things Jaffra. So how have your sales been since you've been doing this consistent tactic? What's happened to your sponsoring? Your client growth? I mean, how is that feeling as well?
The client growth is slower because the sponsoring is higher. So we're doing more sponsoring than we are building new clients because the clients are wanting to sign up. So it's working, I guess, in effect that we are doing the same thing. Consistency is definitely working. The communication, the forms of communication, when you're inviting people and reminding them, you have to remind them, you have to be patient. You definitely have to yeah, if they can't make it, don't give up on them. I mean, keep calling them and texting them or inviting them, and make sure that they know that you're still thinking about them. And yeah, just keep moving on. Just keep pushing on consistency and your attitude. Be kind, be patient, be a friend maker, like I said, and do definitely get some coaching skills behind you. The Jackies are awesome when it comes to coaching for Jafra with our Jafra team. But when it comes to outside coaching, it's always good to have a different coach too. Like I seriously, Marie Folio, Tony Robbins, I'm working with the Beach Boss influencers. I'm working with a lot of different people, and they give you a lot of ideas about social media and how to reach out to people online as well as in person, because some people don't want to go online. I've been hearing different things back and forth that some people aren't going online so much. And I'm just like, are you crazy? I'm always online, and I'd probably do more online than I do in person, but I can tell you right now, the in person is getting more sponsoring and more sales and more new clientele.
Yeah, that is such a valid point there. You can do online, but it takes longer because you're not building that relationship, right? As fast as you are sitting in person and they're meeting new friends or having fun and they see that your job is actually fun and easy. So, and Cecilia makes everything fun. I promise you. Were you a yellow the other night? What color were you?
I was lots of D's. I think I was a yellow.
That's a yellow. I thought
Oh,
so.
fun.
She's so yellow. I'm like, you guys, seriously, really super fun parties. So,
They
but
are fun.
again, imagine going to a really fun party, right? You want to go again, you want to go to our next theme, and you want to bring your friends when it's fun, and it makes the job of being a Jaffa consultant look easier and more fun. So, again, I can tell that with you. I will tell you this, Cecilia has been sponsoring 3 people a month, 2 to 3 people every single month. And so since she's really gotten into this groove of consistency, and that, my friends, is really that magic. How are you getting in front of enough people? You can do online. Don't think you can't. Of course you can. So let me cross that bridge into that because I know, Cecilia, that was one of your goals, right? Like, how do I do more branding and meet, and I love her mantra. She's not looking for leads, she's meeting new friends, right? So she doesn't know people in town, she's out to meet new friends, and we know friends fall in love with Jafra. So what are you doing online to meet new friends? You sort of rebuilt your own brand. Give us some tips on what you do online as well to keep meeting more people.
You want to go into groups that have already got something going on and just kind of be like a fly on the wall and just go in there and comment on what's going on, because the more you're into these different groups and not so much saying I'm with Jafra, splash it out there, just go into these groups and watch and listen and compliment whoever that person is and the groups in there, because that's going to build your exposure with the algorithms. And then people will start looking at you and they're liking your comments. People want to know, like, and trust you. And then that's where you can start to build what we call an avatar, which is the perfect prospect for you to go after, whether it be personal, business, whatever, otherwise, to make a friend or to find a confidant to work the business with. But yeah, you want to go into groups. That works a lot. And then just basically posting different things that are learning, like your educational things that you want to do 80% personal when you're posting on social media and 20% business. They want to know you. They don't care. They don't want to be sold. They want to know you. So especially if it's online and they live in Florida, and you live in Texas, or whatever, maybe you live in California, live in Florida, and they want to know you. So they want to hear about your kids. They want to hear about your downs and your falls, and do some things. If you can do videos, videos that I'm still working on. I have a hard time with that. Jackie knows that, but I'm getting better. Snapchat's really easy because it's a lot of fun. So that's one of the best ways that I started getting out with videos. But now I'm not so shy anymore. It just takes a little bit of time, and you don't care. Nobody cares. They want you to be real. So just do a couple of videos, like every day, post something different, just one post a day, and do it on your personal web page. Not on your website so much, just your personal page. That's where you're going to get the most exposure. It's not going to cost you any money. Facebook's not going to charge you anything for ads. So personal page is the place that I'm learning right now is the best place for you to be. And then, of course, referring to your website occasionally. And then stories. If you go into stories, that's a really good place to go. You can post as many stories as you want every day. But posting one a day in your, maybe one a day in your personal site, in your personal group page, or whatever it is, I guess your profile page. And then one picture or something about something educational about a product that you like your favorite product. Put your favorite product out there and just say, I did a couple of them today about skincare. And I said, what is your skincare regime? I think I put it on the story. And I said, I put the picture of the Defy up there. And I said something to the effect of, I don't even remember what it was. I just kind of blasted out there and it goes. But I got a lot of people on like, and then they call and say, the one girl already called me today, or not called, but text back at PM and said, I've got to get a hold of you. She's here locally and I've got to come check that out because I need some for myself and my mom and my sister. So I'm like, yeah, give me a call, we'll hook up. So it's just anything that is curiosity posts, educational posts, positive affirmations, anything like that to get to know your personality. And then, of course, that little plug in there once in a while about the love of the product, whatever that one product is. Like today, I was going to put, I love this prebiotic lip oil. Oh my gosh. I was in New Mexico for a week, and this is a little plug for the prebiotic because it's awesome. And my face was just like burning up. I don't know if it's my daughter's water down there or what it is, but I was just like peeling on my lips and everything. I'm like using all the what is it, the purple lip stuff we have, this thing.
The royal jelly. Yeah.
Yeah, I used that wasn't working, so I got home and I put that lip oil on, and oh my gosh, it just healed it right up, and my lips are all soft and supple. They're not peeling anymore, and it's amazing, amazing. So my daughter's getting one of those for Christmas for sure. But
She
it's
might
just,
need
yeah.
something new in her water, it sounds like.
So anything like that, if you have something wrong and you're not finding a cure for it, a resolve for it, then let them know. Like, this is what happened with me. I had this rash, or I had this breakout or whatever, and I used this, and oh my gosh, it just cleared it up. You guys have got to try this, something like that. But yeah, don't push the product on them. Just let them get to know you. And like you have, we have bad days, we have good days. Share those bad days and good days. There's nothing wrong with it. They want to know that you're real. And when they know you're real, that's when they trust you. And that's when they say, I like this person. I'm going to come around and I'm going to talk to her, and I'm going to say, hey, what is it that you do again? Yeah, I know you had something about some skin lotion or something. What is that stuff? And they come around. So it's a lot different in person, but on social media, they don't really know. So.
And tell us, what types of groups have you gotten into? And again, it's personal based on who you are, what you like, who you relate to. But what types of different groups have you gotten into on social media that sort of has led you into meeting people?
Different direct selling companies. So I've actually gone into a couple of them I've not really even heard of. Bravenly, I don't know what that is. I think it's a diet nutrition thing. Paparazzi, jewelry, different things, and just kind of going in there and plugging in different things, and they'll try to sell you, but you're just like, you kind of change it up and just put in there, like, yeah, I really like your product. I love your presentation. I just wanted to kind of check you out and whatever. You don't have to go in there all the time, but just, you should probably get into at least 20 different groups. Vendor groups, if we're doing vendor events, go into the vendor groups that do different things like Scentsy and different things like that are doing parties, online parties, and maybe go ahead and join them. They're not very expensive to do your online thing with them. And that gets you some exposure as well. So
love it. Love it. So tell us, what other tips? We're here. We want to be a manager. We're looking forward to helping others and having a team. What would be some additional tips? You've taught us how to go out and meet people, have a place to invite them, some social tips. What else would you add to our goal of becoming a leader, growing our team?
just don't give up. Stay consistent. Be creative, have fun, love your people, be patient with them. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that one. Just keep pushing on. Just yeah, I don't know. Tips.
I think from you, I mean, this is fun to watch, and it's super evident without knowing your personality. If you didn't watch Jackie's personality test last night, what if I could use that as a parallel, okay? So I know Cecelia. I haven't been in her town. I haven't hung out with her that way. I mean, we've been together, but we haven't socially been together, or lived near each other. But I can tell in her personality, she's fun, but she's shy. So I wasn't always sure if she really like, oh my gosh, she's so fun. But that was her like getting over the camera, getting right. So getting comfortable with that. And so what I love about Cecelia today and marrying this to the personality. That's why I was like, oh, you're a pure yellow because I've watched her, even though we've been in coaching groups, we've hung out, known each other for a while. The reality is when I see her on Facebook and I watch her and I've watched from her life, how she loves her grandkids, decorating her house for Christmas, to all of these parties she's doing in Jaffra. I can tell she's authentic to herself. And so if you do Jackie's test, she was D's, which is yellow, which is about fun and being social. And I'm having so much fun with people. because when I worked with her a few years ago, it was like she was stuck. I don't know anybody in St. George. I'm like, but you're in St. George. Like, out that door is a lot of people. Oh my gosh. So get to know St. George. What else could you do? And so she was processing, right? But I see now, as she decided, I'm going to go meet people if it's the last thing I do. And she was just meeting people, building relationships. And now she has an easy way to meet and invite and connect with them socially and in person. She's true to herself. Herself is a yellow. Herself is fun. And for her, she's fun on Facebook. She's going to get more and more because I know she's getting her videos going here. But she's also having fun with parties, and people are coming to her every single week because it's so fun, and they're coming back with friends. So I have, just observing this, a tip to always say, be you, and then let them get to know you. To what Cecelia said, maybe all of you can't have a theme party and would make it super fun and decorate with Barbie and have all these cool foods and snacks and play games and all that. Maybe that's not you. You don't have to try to be Cecelia, right? So the goal is, who are you? And again, what's that avatar? The avatar is, who is she looking for? Who does she want in her team? Where does she want to take this team? And she's building that and attracting that. So I just say kudos to you. Rebranding you is exactly what we've been watching you do, and you're doing it fantastic, and your success is a joy to watch. She just had her first 8% future manager, so we're very excited about that, and we know that she has that focus to help others have more as well in their business. So anything else in your notes that you wanted to share before we go back to the audience?
Just the one thing about having fun. Even some of the parties that I have, people say your parties are so fun. Whether we always get a sale, or we get someone interested in signing up and joining as a member. But the parties are so fun that the people bring people back with them to the next one. When's the next one you're doing? When's the next one you're doing? So that's what makes it nice, is that there's always people that had so much fun with the littlest games and giving them little $2, gifts and whatever. And we have raffles and, whatever, but they come back because they had fun and they felt valued. They felt like I really cared. I was not trying to sell them. I was not trying to sign them. I was valuing them, and we as a team. I have another gal that works with me, and she's hopefully going to be another manager here soon as well. But she, she's a team worker with me, and she has brought a lot of people. And every time she comes, she brings more people, and then they bring people else, and then they tell people about it, and then they'll call me and they'll say, well, we want to come to the next party. When's your next party? So that's why you have to stay consistent. You have to do it every week. But when they have fun and their people have fun that they bring with them, then they're going to bring somebody else with them the next time. And then before you know it, they're off doing their own thing, and you're bringing in new people. You just have to keep meeting new people.
Wow.
So, and make it fun. Be real.
I'm going to go back to the audience for a hot minute here. So let me get rid of our spotlights. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little sold on this strategy. How about you all? And then they bring people, and then they
Don't be scared.
Like, that's pretty magically delicious right there. I don't know about you, but I just want to say thank you. I think this is just really, truly, I guess, magically delicious, as I said, as one of the ways to be simple, consistent, and it will take care of itself when you take care of others. And I think that's your magically simple recipe, and be true to yourself. So we have a live audience. Would anybody like to ask any questions before we go to our second part of our segment? First, we'll go to questions. Go ahead, Maria. Thank you.
I want to follow you on Facebook.
Okay.
So it's just Cecelia Gamez.
Yep. Cecelia Gamez. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. We love that. Hi, Tilly. So
yeah, just message me and PM me, and I'll add you to my VIP group, and you can go in there and browse and see some stuff too.
Okay.
awesome.
Thank you. You're
Yeah.
wonderful.
Thank you for that. All right. Anyone else? Any questions?
Yeah, I'd like to do that as well, Cecelia. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have you guys. the more we can share, the more we can share, right? And we can learn from each other.
That's right. Then next time you get to train her what you're doing different than she is. So,
Exactly.
so
I'm always
I
open
love
to new suggestions.
I love it. Thank you. And I also love the advice, seek coaching in other places, seek training in other places. We know Jeffra's got a lot, but I know Cecilia's invested in herself a lot in the last couple of years. And boy, oh boy, it shows. It's really shining brightly. So, all right. That being said, last chance. Any other questions with our live audience?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I dive in? So when you're doing any kind of like work with coaches or any folks that you find online that you like to follow, what's like a big takeaway out there that's like in the world right now that you think is important to share with our friends here? Like, is there something that's happening that's like cool, that's like new, that maybe to that you should share?
There's not really. I mean, it's kind of interesting to go in there and see it because I look at their products and I'm so in love with Jafra products, I can't even do anything different. But then I look at their commission plan and I'm like, no, and we're definitely in the right place. Jafra, their commission plan is absolute best. So yeah, you can't compete. So I mean, it's interesting to go in and look. I mean, I have a couple people that are doing Prove It and things like that. And I just don't see it. And our reorder business is fabulous, and people fall in love with the product. So why not get it at cost, and make a little bit of money on the side? That's what I started for. I started buying it at cost. And before you know it, I was selling it and it was paying for my product. So I was getting it free. And then you move on from there and then you get more checks. So definitely management is where you want to be. You want to be in leadership. So yeah, there really isn't. I mean, they have a few different tips and things like that. And the products are great. But a lot of what I see is there's no reorder. Once you have so much Tupperware or so much Pampered Chef or so much Scentsy or whatever, it's done. You have to keep finding. You always want to keep finding new people, but they have to seriously keep finding new people because they can't compete. There's nobody else out there. They're all bought out. With Jafra, we're consumable, so it makes a big difference.
Well, and even if you think of nutritionals, right?
Yeah.
You still only use what you use. Like we literally cover every single pit and part from head to toe, right? And it's still the leading, Jack, it's still the leading giftables, right? Like I can't go buy vitamins for my friend. I don't even know, like that's a personal thing. So it's like just you start to do that. And I did that during COVID. I was in, I don't know how many groups. And I'm like, I don't even believe you people sell this. Like, do you know what's out here? Right. And I wasn't spammy, but I would drop a few clues here and there and go direct message people because I'm like, whoa, like literally add this to it. Try this. I'm not saying compete, but add it to what you do. Right. So yeah. So go ahead, Jack. Anything else? Oh, go ahead, Cecelia.
I just gave my great nephew, he just turned 6, a bottle of the Skid cologne and the Skid hair gel. He was so excited because he's been using his dad's stuff, and his mom looked at me and he was just like, "Thank you, Pat Cecelia." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think he'd even like it." And he goes, "Oh my gosh, he's been using his dad's cologne. He needs his own hair gel." So he was so excited. My grandsons get it every year. They love that hair gel. They should sell it year round, seriously. Because my grandson said, "We're out of the hair gel. We need the hair gel." And so he's getting it for Christmas. But this little great nephew of mine, I'm like, no way. Are you kidding me? That was his favorite present after all the toys he got, the cologne and the hair gel, because he's a big boy now, and he wants to smell good. And
man, you need him on TikTok with you.
Yeah, definitely. And he would do it too. He's got the personality. But yeah, giftables, totally. I mean, for anybody, any age, it's out there. Just if you can't catch them on getting their own skincare, have them buy stuff for their kids, and they can buy their stuff wholesale and, keep going from there.
Love it. So Jack, anything else?
No, I just really wanted to know what was out there that we're missing.
Angie, you have a question, honey, go for it.
I do. Cecelia, what do you say to yourself before you go out every morning so that you don't give up, so you don't feel awkward, weird, whatever? What do you do to get yourself
brave?
Brave, yes, exactly.
I just, I struggle with it. I've been doing this for 35 years and I still struggle with it, but I just say, I'm going to do it. And I go out just like and hand a person my card. I didn't think handing that catalog to the gal at Walmart was going to get me a sale, because I've handed out hundreds of catalogs. And it was an old catalog. It was from October. And she called me that night and placed $100 order. But you just have to, if they don't, some will, some won't, so what, next. Some will, some won't. What's it called? Some will, some won't, so what, next. Seriously, you don't just get up and say, I'm just going to do it, and go out there and decide, wherever you're going throughout the day, just drop a catalog off, or just say, can I leave this with you? Do you mind if I leave a catalog with you? If they say no, okay, well, maybe, is there someone else that might want it? If not, okay, well, thank you for your time. Have a great day, and then just walk away and just shake and go, oh, dang it, but I did it. So, and once you do it and you keep doing it, it's going to get easier and easier, because no's aren't exactly no's. It might be from that person, but then you're going to have that much more courage to go out and talk to the next person. So that's what builds you.
Thank you.
I think the key is you leave your house and you are prepared.
You are.
Right. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, remember the person on the other side. Look at how happy you made this woman who bought $100 that day. You don't know when you're a day maker, whether they know Jaffa or they don't. If you don't, you already had a house full of rejection if you don't go try. So, right, you'd rather increase your odds to get a maybe or a yes versus always be stuck in a no, which is never asking, right?
And I gave her 30% off because I felt bad for her, because she's probably, I think she's either my age or a little older, and I'm 65. Well, almost. And she's working at Walmart. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why does she have to work at Walmart? Why does she have to do this? And so she actually fell in love with it, has a friend that's in love with it. They both want to come to the party tomorrow night. And I'm looking at her as one of my next sponsors. I think that it might be really helpful for her to have this as an extra income. So, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So don't give up and don't doubt yourself. It's not you. They're not saying no to you. They're not saying, they're just like, nah, whatever. It doesn't matter. You just keep pushing on. Just keep going, and you'll build your confidence that much more every single day.
Thank you.
Don't give up, Angie.
Well, Miss Cecelia Gamez, we say thank you so very much. Was she awesome or what? Woo! We
Woo!
appreciate
are
you.
beautiful.
Thank you so much. Congrats on your success. And we look forward to applying all that we learned from you. So thank you again. So,
Thank you.
all right, future managers, Cecelia, you are welcome to stay. You are welcome to move on with your evening. We just want you to know we really value and appreciate you. So
Thank
we're gonna wrap in our final little segment with a little checklist. So we're gonna take the checklist and we'll talk about it in coaching, but we know we still have plenty of December to go, right? We also know we have a whole new year ahead of us with new goals and new habits. So we chose this because we really wanted to say, what habits do we have, or what habits do we most want to work on? Obviously, things we can do by the end of this month, because if you came to this group and your goal was to be earning your 8% by the end of December and be a future manager, or your 11% to wake up January 1st as a manager, you still have time. There are plenty of hours and minutes between now and December 31st. So that key is just finding the way that you can do it in your way, in your fashion, and on your time. Because people are in a trend right now. They still have holiday shipping through when?
14th.
Tomorrow. You got it. There will also be those, not everyone celebrates Christmas, right? And not everybody is buying gifts. They're done. So they are also in this next 2 weeks after the holiday shipping is over, that they are starting to think about how they're going to pay for Christmas they just put on their charge card. They're also thinking about their New Year's resolutions and what they really want in the next year. And so economics of today help them, really help you just say, you know what? Have you been invited yet to take a look at the best gig in town? I don't know. It's just something simple. And you hand them that card, because it doesn't matter if they haven't, or maybe they've heard of Jafra. But it really is, and I don't care what your opening question is, but it's really about what can I do? Like Cecelia said, hey, I just go. I can't get stuck on what won't happen. I just have to go and share. And that's really what this is, online and in person. So we're going to take a look. All right, let's get ready. And we're going to take you through this. So this sheet that we have, all right, and we'll put it in your, you've got it in your WhatsApp, so forgive me. So when you take a look at this is all about the goal that we have for you is to create habits. Cecelia now has a habit of going out and talking to people. She has a habit, a tactic in place of just inviting people to 2 parties a week and making sure they bring guests and doing incredible follow-up. So she's got a habit in place that is starting to work like a machine. She doesn't have to think about it. She doesn't have to overthink it. Took her a while to get the tactic in place, but it's here. And here comes her sponsoring, and she doesn't think about it anymore. It's happening. So she's already identifying who she's going to sponsor tomorrow night. Okay. So when we talk about recruiting, our goal always in this business is not do it to get to manager, not do it to get 8%. It becomes a way that double commission that Cecelia talked about. Leadership is where the income really is, the bonuses and so much more. But what do we do to get the habits? It's like brushing your teeth, right? You can't do it once a month and think you're going to keep your gums and teeth intact. Okay. Even if you went to manager and you just sponsored one day a month because you thought about, you probably should, you won't keep your team intact. Okay. So to keep your teeth and your team intact, we have to make it a habit. So here's what we want you to do. We're going to kind of boogie through these. And our goal isn't necessarily to get through all of these, but we're going to start just a little bit of your checkbox. If you have a habit of any of these, put a check in the box. If you feel you pretty much have a habit. If you don't, that's okay. Just leave it blank. All right. So let's find your habits first. I always offer the opportunity to my hostess when I'm having parties. Number 2, I carry recruiting material with me all the time. Number 3, I don't just announce I love my job. I invite others to take a look and see if it fits for them. Next, I have some sort of recruiting visual at my parties. I know Cecelia does. She has a little bit that she displays about the opportunity. She's got little tent cards. When you get in her Facebook, you might be able to see some of that or upcoming parties. But do you have a way to sort of display your Jafra story or the story of joining Jafra? Could be signs with the kid. I don't know. What is it? Do you have an effective recruiting message? Okay. Cecelia was kind of telling her story. You could hear her story in all that she was talking about, why she loved Jafra, why she stayed, and why she just believes hands down best product, best giftables, and best comp plan. Do you make your job look fun? Boy, did we learn the mastery of that tonight, being visual, bringing people to watch and observe it. You go here and it's like, when you think about yourself, is everything that you do, are you attached to it? It says here, I have my business card on my email. Okay. It could be a picture of that. Is there a link to your website on your email? Maybe in the bottom of your text responses on, social media. Do you have everything connected to your website in all that you do, all that you respond to, all that you give out? So are you branding you? All right. Next, have you truly invited your family and friends to take a look at the opportunity? And I know Cecilia's been here over 30 years. She didn't do it once. Every year, every season, whatever is comfortable for you, do you go back and say, I know I've invited you, but I thought of you again because, right? Next, I have asked others to be on the lookout. I love this one. They're kind of your talent scout. They're always being that referral. You hand them 5 business cards and ask them if they would be, if they would just be a scout for you. And your goal is to help people when they're looking for more. And would they help you? And every time you hear someone say they're looking for a new gig, some new income, would you hand them my card for me? So do you do that? Next, do you put recruiting information in every order you deliver? Or even after they order online, do you send them thank you for your order with something about the opportunity? Do you put it in your hostess packets, in your invitations if you're hosting an open house, anything like that? Do you invite people to our meetings that we host, to meetings that your leaders host? So are you inviting people to come take a look at the opportunity? So just a few more extras. If you're doing a tabletop or a party, do you have a kit on display? Again, those visuals. Do you close every order with the 3 questions at the bottom of the order form? If you don't know what they are, they're magical, okay? They really are letting them choose how they want to be served as a client, as a hostess, or as a beauty insider consultant. So if you don't know what that is, you might pull that out. Even if they order online, you call them and say, I know I saw your order, thank you, but I want to make sure you're getting your products the way you wish to, and you might want more ways to save more, get more, or even earn more. Next, lead slips. If you have lead slips, you're doing lead bags, you're doing tabletops, do you have a place to say, check here for an information packet or more information about our opportunity, or someone you know, put their name down. Next, Cecelia talked about this. Do you do something each week in some way, shape, or form that is talking about the opportunity? It could be you going live talking about how much fun you had at your party and you love what you do, like Cecelia. It could be just having somebody join you on your Facebook and do a testimony. She's a new consultant or a client, someone who is at your party. Could be just posting your lifestyle. Cecelia talked about 80%. Are you doing that so they get to know you and they see that everything isn't selling and sponsoring? It's really, I'm Cecelia, but I also am your spa educator, right? I teach spa and beauty tips, blah, 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 blah. So again, last 2. I set a sponsoring goal each month and I don't quit until I achieve it. And the last one, I set a goal for the number of new sponsoring contacts I'd like to have each week. Okay. So on that, how many of you have checked a box or so? Excellent. Connie, what is your recruiting habit? Zo.
There she
All right,
is.
well, I have been recruiting with Royal Jelly, with the Royal Jelly offer. And I had trouble when the Royal Jelly wasn't an offer. It was the Royal Almond because I wasn't into the Royal Almond. I am now, but I also like the Royal Olive. I just got into that with the hand soap. But I don't have any I don't have any customers. I have consultants. All of my customers have turned into consultants. As a matter of fact, I have an appointment in the morning at Denny's with one of my consultants to help her choose her pack.
Oh, wow.
So
Awesome.
yeah, so
Nice.
I'm really happy about that. I was hoping to get 2 this month, but I'm still working on that.
Yeah, it's only the 13th, honey. You got lots of time.
Time.
Yes. People will look for a gig for sure the last week of the year. That is a for sure. I love that. So excellent. So you have the habit of talking about royal jelly, sharing royal jelly, and then showing them the royal way to get their royal jelly.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Excellent. How many of you now see some boxes that aren't checked that you most want to start making a new habit? How many of you see some?
Definitely.
As I went through the list, maybe you're like, oh, yeah, I could do that. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Oh, that's a good habit. Anybody have some aha moments?
All of
All of
All
them.
of them.
Well, I love that you said that. Here's really, truly the secret sauce here. You can't do all of them. Don't put yourself in that, oh my God, I didn't check any. Oh my God, I got to do all these things. I'm never going to make it. Okay. What we want you to do is really look at that list. Okay. And I mean, I'm going to say 5, but really I always believe in working on a couple. But what would be the 5? It's what could you do this month? So pick 2 first. What are 2 I'm going to start to try this habit, just like Cecelia was doing with booking parties, holding parties, getting out the door and talking to people, because she wasn't, believe me, I remember where she was when Angie asked that question for Cecelia at that time. So, but what are a couple of things you could circle to start creating some new habits? Don't look at results, please. It's called habits, right? So I don't brush my teeth every day and go to the dentist and say, hey, am I going to a 10 yet on my whitening toothpaste? Are you seeing it? Right? It's not about the result. It's a part of the healthy part of a business, like my healthy teeth, right? I floss, I rinse, I brush, I buy better dental floss, I go to the dentist regularly. All those things make my teeth my habit. And there's a lot of tools I use to get to my healthy teeth. Same thing with sponsoring. It's weaving it in and creating those habits. It isn't just one box. It's going to be multitudes of boxes, right? So pick a couple you can work on in December and then circle 3 more that in the new year that you know what, I want to master this. I want to master this.
Jackie,
So,
you've been
yeah,
slaying me with the teeth analogy, and it's like growing in my mind. You guys, listen. If you don't floss, right, and then you floss one time and it hurts and you're bleeding,
Mhm.
right? Don't say you don't know what I'm talking about. It hurts and it's bleeding, and you're like, I'm never doing that again. Y'all, don't you feel like that when you offer someone the opportunity and they say no, or they like let you down easy, or they ghost you, and you're like, I'm never doing that again? What in our brains, what in our animal brain tells us that that's a good idea, right? So, like, if you floss and it bleeds, you know what that means? You have
Gotta
to do
keep
it
doing it.
more.
Right. That's dangerous. No, I can take this floss even further. Okay.
Girl,
Seriously, I hate flossing. Okay. I think it's creepy gross. Okay. So, and I just never had the habit. But you know what it took? It took, just like if we don't keep growing our business or our team or continue sponsoring, there's no more added to our paycheck. Okay. But flossing was like that. And I remember, like, okay, I will floss. And I did, but I didn't do it regularly. And I would do the bleeding. I'd go like 3 weeks, oh my God, I forgot the floss. So I had to find my way to figure out flossing, because the dentist was like, sorry, but gingivitis, your gums, there's some things happening that you're not going to be happy as you age. This was probably 10 years ago. And you know what? That scares me. I was born with bad teeth anyway. I got the genetic bad teeth, and my brother's got the good teeth, and I've taken care of mine 10,000 times more than my brothers. And you know what? I found those little picks. You take one at a time and you do this. I hate string. I hate pulling. I just couldn't do it. I didn't like all the waxy. So they started making those little individual
the
picks,
plackers, man.
right? Yeah, man. So I am telling you, I bought a bag. I pack them in my travel bag. I now can't sleep without it. Okay. I can't even feel my teeth when yes, they're all over.
At my desk, okay?
Yeah, yeah, she does floss when she's on Zoom
I
with me.
floss on
She
Zoom.
does. She does. I'm a little over that, but it's okay. I respect it now, let me tell you. So, but the truth is, you know what? My teeth, they give you numbers in your gums, right? I was not good. And I have brought it back up. And my teeth have gotten better and better in my 50s, now 60. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, you find your way and maybe use a different tool, a different thing that creates the habit, because I don't have a choice not to floss. If you truly want to grow and help people and work from that, and that's your purpose and passion, you got to find your way. Like Cecelia has found her groove. She may shift gears again and buy a different type of mouth rinse for her, her plaque, whatever, her whitening. But the reality is, the habits have to start now. And then they continue, and you really work on those habits like weight loss and fitness and all the things we put on our habits. Jafra's habit is meeting new clients, right? Having more parties, growing more people in your team.
It all
Those
hurts
are
less
basic.
if you do it more.
Right. Floss less, right? So floss more
Floss
and save your
more.
teeth.
It hurts
Save
less.
your teeth. Save your teeth. You won't bleed, I promise. But you'll be
Fruit
bloody
more.
broke if you
Save
don't
your
sponsor.
business.
Bloody broke. I'm just kidding. So that being said, how did tonight help you? We'd like to hear from you, because that sheet, by the way, you'll bring Friday. Okay. And Jackie and I will be coaching each other in our pods on what habits, and let's talk about how we get that intact. Okay. So we're going to help you with those habits to get them started. But that being said, tell us what tonight's Power Hour was all about for each of you. We love a takeaway and what you learned. And Cecilia's still here. You can rave her up all you want.
Gas her up.
Go ahead, Angie.
Um, well, Cecilia helped me. I mean, I've always had it within, I do want this more than anything. And um, she's just proven that you don't have to be so scared. And I don't know why I'm scared, because I like talking to people and I like meeting people and I love the product. I use the product. But I think just making sure I'm just always prepared. I have the things. I need to just make sure that I have them in the car or wherever I'm going with my grandsons. Just be prepared and not be afraid to say, can you try this? Can would you like to do a party, or just try it? Just get, before even inviting them to a party, just I have something I'd like to share with you. Would you be willing to try it?
Just you talking out loud to yourself. You will never say the wrong words to the right people. Don't worry. I love that you were practicing your own dialogue right there. You're much braver than you think.
And you got more comfortable as you were talking too, which
Exactly.
I couldn't help but notice. So keep
Totally.
opening your mouth.
You were talking
Thank
yourself
you.
into being able to do it. So
Great.
stand in the mirror for 5 minutes, do that same thing, and then get your butt out the door.
Well, that's why I was asking her, what do you do? What do you talk to yourself? What do you say to yourself
I love
before you
that.
walk out the door?
I'm
You just
amazing.
did.
I deserve it. Let's go.
And I love the other side, because this is my personality. They deserve me.
There you go.
I can't wait to give someone else with these amazing products and an opportunity that changed my life. I don't know what they go home to, but I'm going to let them have a home here if they have any interest. So whether you think about you, whether you think about them, and maybe both. I mean, I had to do both dialogues, right, in my head, but it really is true. What's in it for me, but most importantly, what's in it when I gift it away? Because somebody hasn't invited them yet if they're not in your team. So it could be the greatest thing you ever gave them. And this is one of our greatest things. Like Cecelia said, this is a big part of me. This is my livelihood. And so many people, if you study anything on TV, don't have a livelihood. It's their gap. So to say the word I love, people don't get to say that too often anymore. They're not loving their life. They're not loving their job. And we are so lucky that if you're that lucky, share it. So I love that. Thank you. Maria, for you.
Well, I'm along the same lines as Angie. I've got to talk myself into it when I go out the door. And where I'm at, I don't frequent a lot of people. So I loved Cecilia's ideas and about being online, and I knew the 80-20 rule. And I do have a friend that her and I did Color Street together a while back, and she's not doing it anymore. She's with another company. And she has been doing that same thing, just putting herself out there on Facebook and with her family. And she, just yesterday was the Christmas decorations and all of that. So I really need to take note from her, because she's doing doing that. And she's not getting any people to sign up with her company, but I told her if she wanted to switch, I'd be happy.
I love it. That's awesome. Great, great. Love it. Thank you. Ronnie, how about for you? What's your takeaway, sweet pea?
I really enjoyed her, well, I'm gonna call it her speech, the way she did it. It was very calming, and which it really made me calm to feel that I can, really go into the avenues that she has gone into and how to do it. I mean, but I've heard people say it, but it's all in the way that somebody else may say it, that you will get whatever it is that they have to share with you. And I am going to listen to the replay again just to get more grounded in what she was saying.
Excellent. Love
So,
that.
and the other part about, my big takeaway was to get involved in other conversations of other groups and just comment and see where it goes from there.
Make new
Yes.
friends. Make
That
new
was my
friends.
biggest comment, right? That was my
Being
biggest
popular,
takeaway.
being popular on the internet doesn't happen by accident.
That's right. You have to be engaging. What happens online is happening in person. If you sat in a room with 100 people and you just watched everybody, you didn't leave with any new friends, right? If you get in a group online and you're just watching, but you're not chatting back and forth and finding the same people and you find things in common, again, you wouldn't have any friends. So it's just engagement, right?
Right.
So
And I can also take away the stuff that I do in my job, engaging with the people that come in, and take that and transfer that over into social media, and just making a comment about certain things. And which
beautiful.
I basically just started working in. So that's what I've been doing, commenting folks on there's, whether it be a work issue or their skin or their hands. I have the almond oil on my desk. I have lotion, I have that type of stuff. And I've been trying to share it every opportunity without being obvious. Yes.
So cool. So cool.
Mhm.
Love that. Excellent. Okay,
And I
Connie.
really like the
Sorry.
make recruiting habit. I'm like, I should be doing all this. I checked off 4 or 5, but I'm like, wow, it's amazing.
Good. So glad. Thank you. One simple sheet of paper changes our perspective, right? So, all right,
Sure
Miss Connie,
does.
give us the exclamation ending. Tell us what you learned.
All right. Well, I'm glad you made the list because I was going to be making the list. I've been reading the Direct Selling for Dummies by Belinda Ellsworth. So I'm glad you made that list for me. Now, the takeaway I took was also going into the groups and commenting, but I did a video a week ago, or maybe it was over a week ago, and I got over 90 views of it
Wow.
on my
Fantastic.
personal. So I thought that was really good. It was really short, 28 seconds, I think. And so I'm going to be doing those once a week. And I just found out that I can do from the book here on my business page, you can do a live, which I don't have hardly anybody following me on my business page. I want to change the name on it, but I haven't figured out how to do that. But I figured out that you can do a video on there and then download it and upload it to somewhere else, edit it and then upload it. So I'm going to be doing that. I didn't get what stories is all about on Facebook. I just, every time somebody has a story, it goes away and I'm like, what the heck is that all about? So I might start doing some stories. I don't know.
That's awesome. Just Google. Tell me, or go to Chat GPT. What is
But
Facebook
they
stories,
disappear.
right?
So they
do.
disappear. So I don't know what the value is in it is my thing.
Because stories just go and then you're on to your next story. It's storytelling, right? About your life.
I like that they disappear because you
Me
can
too.
like do something like fun. And then the next day you could like totally change gears and like, so I could like post about how much I love my hair one day, and like I can post funny memes about my cat another day. And like it kind of builds your, for lack of a better term, brand online to show who you are through this thing that goes away. And it's not like forever. It's not living on the internet forever. It's just like a thing. It's a
And they're
flash, and it's fun.
so people can scroll really quick, right? They're just a quick clip. They're just fast. So it's branding you. Oh, I love it. Cecelia just put, it's drawing attention to you. It's curiosity about you, right? It's kind of, Snap is like that too. Like once you click on it, you typically don't go back and see it. It's only there for 24 hours if that's your settings, and they're 24 hours. So they don't last long, but it's like, oh, today, let me tell you, I'm talking about my cat. Let me show you my cat. What color is your cat, right? Like it's just playing because it leads them to you in your page because it's public.
Yep.
Right? So again, just fun. So, all right. Thank you for your takeaways. We appreciate that. We always love to hear what you learned most. And again, Cecelia Gamez, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. We will see you all. We've got Marketing Monday next week. That's our final all group. And then the following week after Christmas, we'll be back for your final team time of the year. So thank you all so much. And we're coaching this Friday. Don't forget that. So bring your sheets with. All right. See you all. Have a great night. Thank you so much again. Bye, everybody.
Bye.